What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jordxn. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the secret to recording pro vocals. A lot of people overlook the recording process when it comes to achieving the pro vocals. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on their presets, their templates, the vocal chains, and whatever you want to call it, the mix, the master, the microphone, the gear, and everything like that. People overlook the recording process. That's 80% of your song right there. You know, that separates the professionals from the amateurs in most cases. It's just a simple recording. You know, you can tell if an artist takes their recording seriously versus somebody that just goes in there and half-asses it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot get pro vocals if you're going in there half-assing, giving lazy performances and stuff like that. So this series is here to help you to improve. The first secret that we're going to talk about in this series is being prepared. A lot of artists overlook the preparation part of recording, right? And what I mean by the preparation part, that's having a plan when you go to record. So when you go to record, whether you're going to a studio, you're doing it at your house or your friend's house or wherever you go to record, listen, you need to have a plan. And what I mean by plan, know what beats you're gonna use, the concepts. If you recorded a rough draft on your phone or at home, bring that to the studio and be like, yo, this is what I want to do today. You need to have that plan every time you go to the studio. If you go to the studio like 3 times a week or every single day, you need to have something you're going to work on every single day. All right, that's going to develop good habits. That's going to develop consistency so you can get closer to achieving what you're trying to reach. Another thing, a lot of rappers don't go to the studio with any type of inspiration. All right, they don't have no type of motivation, and that's a problem. You need to be inspired when you go to the studio. Sometimes you might not feel inspired, but on your way to the studio, something might happen. You might see something, you might experience something that gives you inspiration to go rap about or sing about or write about or whatever. Like, that happens, but it's like you want to have some type of emotion. So it's like inspiration or motivation. Like, if you don't have none of that, your studio session probably not gonna hit the same. And not being prepared can lead to a couple different results. The first problem that can happen is wasting time. Like, a lot of people waste time. You shouldn't waste time. Like, people go into the studio without beats, and this is the #1 way to waste time, because a lot of people go to YouTube and they're sitting there searching for hours trying to find beats. You know how long it takes to find beats on YouTube that you actually like, because you might think you like a beat, then you load it up and you record to it, and you're like, nah, this ain't it. Then you go and look again, and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're basically wasting time. I've seen people have 8-hour studio sessions and leave with unfinished songs because they didn't like none of the beats for real. They thought they liked it. They recorded 2 lines and kept that. It was like, you know what, pull another beat up, same thing. And that leads to the second problem, not finishing songs. That's literally what it is. Like, if you go to a studio session and you're in there for like 2, 4, 6, 10, 12 hours and you leave with an unfinished song, you're wasting time. That's just what it is. Like, you shouldn't waste time. Like, not being prepared, not having a plan, that leads to time wasted and not finishing songs because you don't know what you're working on that day. You don't have no reason to really be there because you're not motivated to be there. You're just there to be there. And another thing that I just gotta say, because I almost forgot it, but listen, another thing that what artists that I've seen do in studios when they're not prepared, they're in there, they just bring friends that's around having fun. They're not there to work, right? You got people that's there to distract you. Like, if you got people in the studio that distract you and you notice, like, every time they're in the studio with you, you're not finishing songs, you're just wasting time, you're on Snapchat, Instagram Live, you're smoking too much, eating too much, like down there passing out in the studio, don't bring those people back to the studio with you, because that's fucking up your creativity and that's holding you back. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that to happen. So that's just another thing. Like, you don't need to be wasting time. So if you got people around you that don't motivate you or inspire you to create, you don't need them around. And the third thing that can happen when you're not prepared, you're gonna leave with a half-ass song, right? A lazy-ass song, lazy vocal performance, because if you don't connect to the song, you're not really gonna put your all into it. You're just gonna try to rush through it so you can be like, yo, at least I got the song finished today, right? And that's not gonna be your best song, because you might go in there and record bad, right? Lazy, you know what I'm saying, not really performing right. You know what I'm saying, you might be bumping the microphone and just making all extra noise and stuff like that. Or you're like, I want money and shit, you might be doing stuff like that, like just lazy, not really fucking with it. You're just trying to finish it just to finish it. And listen, don't do it. Like, if you're not feeling it, like, don't do it. Just record top line that day. Search for beats right in the studio that day. You don't have to like try to make the song that day. Don't force it, right? Because if you're not prepared, you're not prepared, right? Just start being prepared when you go to the studio, because I want you to win. I want you to make better songs. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to develop a habit, form some type of consistency, so you can record pro vocals, right? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people probably gonna think like, what is being prepared mentally gotta do for your recording session? And that's everything. Because if you're not there to create, you're not gonna create for real. You're gonna do everything else but actually create, you know? Trust me, like, it'd be days where I don't feel like shooting videos, and I can't force myself to shoot the video, because if I force myself to shoot the video, it's not gonna be quality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna connect to it. I'm not gonna feel it. And y'all gonna know if I'm not really connected to it, because y'all watch me. Y'all know what I be on. You know what I'm saying? You know my type of vibe. You know the type of way I talk when I really, really care about some shit. So listen, the first step to achieving pro vocals is preparation, right? Because we can't reach a goal or anything like that if we're not prepared mentally, you know? So just take that in mind. Keep that in mind. Like, let me know, are you prepared when you go to your studio sessions? Let me know how many unfinished songs you got from the past 2 months that you haven't finished. Like, let me know, are you bullshitting when you go to the studio, or are you actually putting in serious work, and does it show in your songs? Because I hear a lot of songs, and some songs are good. I can tell that they really put in work, but then some songs I can tell they just half-ass it. They're not really focused. They're not putting their all into it, and they just lack preparation. That's why I'm making this video, because I want y'all to get better. I want y'all to make better songs, perform better, all that. But listen, comment some of the things that you struggle with, and I might add it to the series. But listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Jordxn. I'm out of here. Cool.